Hello, darling.
Hello, everyone.
Hey!
Hey! Oh! Let's go!
Hello!
All right.
That's right. Before the show started, we had a Creed frame, and that's what it looked like.
Oh, you just messed with me. We weren't actually Creed framing. You just screenshot that?
Yeah. That's how Creed was Creed framed. And I said, you know what? This is an opportunity to take a beautiful photo of the two of us together. Why not? Creed posing, looking cute for me right away. And I'm like, calm down.
Like, look at these arms, baby. Been pumping iron like Adam the Woo. All right. Well, you got me. I thought I Creed framed going in. So it's like, other
just another Thursday.
Friday for me, kind of.
Yeah, it's your Friday.
My Friday.
Creed Friday.
Thanks for the cupcake, flash out.
Yeah, it's kind of a different day today. We're going to have three TPOs.
Okay. Three
in a very short span. No.
Oh, short ones.
Short and sweet. Two of these were sent in by yet again the anonymous guy or gal that sent it over. Like we had the other day. Anonymous is really I think Anonymous is just trying to get a job.
There's
no positions open, bud.
If I remember correctly, though, it was a great submission. So
it was really good.
Gray shirt day. Got the memo 2 days.
We got the memo. So we're going to check that out, and then those two, and then right after it, one that just happened. It's a one-sided case, but the details are so good that we just can't miss out.
Details like that. Can't miss out on that, right? All right.
That's a very small car.
You're muted. You're going to need to unmute.
Oh, sorry, Your Honor. I do.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Patton, you're no longer in custody. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right, baby. I'm out of jail.
You indicate
he's out.
Mr. Patton communicates with you when you told him you don't want to speak with him anymore and that he's threatened you. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor, but this goes back almost a year and a half ago when the manager and another resident got a restraining order on him. And after he was served, he comes up to me, different parts of the building outside, videotaping me, talking to me, saying, I know you were there and I saw you in the video. When, Your Honor, I was not there in court with these two other people. As many times as me and my husband have told him this, he continued to harass me. Actually, the incident that happened with my husband 9:30 that morning, he came up and harassed me. He said, the courts have cameras, I told him to get away from me or I was going to call the police. I came in the office, wrote a statement and gave it to one of the managers here, Davion. She said she would let the manager, Leah, know that had occurred. Then I went back outside, walked with another male resident who was escorting me out by my car. That's when he stood by the podium, waving his arms, putting his video camera up, daring me to try to come in the building. I called the office. She didn't want to come out because of her safety with Steve and his behavior. So I had no choice but to call
so even the
everybody's scared shitless of Steve.
Right. Allegedly. Even the person in the office didn't want to come out and deal with him.
Are all the old folks retirement areas there in Washington this rowdy and bowdy? I mean, this is 2 times this week.
Damn.
I know you were there. I seen the camera footage. You do know there's cameras in the courts, right?
Lola, I mean, so far so good. The other day when he was banging through them, I think he got all of them right, as far as we thought anyway.
Happy birthday to Pam.
Bam. Butterfield. So not looking good for old Stephen Patton.
He just got out of jail. I don't know what for. We didn't get any details on that.
No.
So you're out of custody, huh? Yeah. Coming around here. Don't walk to your car, girl. I'm following you.
So you got to think, like, even people that are management or working in offices at places like this, you think that they come across a lot, right? They deal with a lot. They know how to handle it. But Steve comes walking in and says, "Oh, hell no."
It's not Steve. Don't
My
mess with
husband,
Steve.
and said, "Here we go again." And that's when the altercation happened with Steve and my husband. I have told Mr. Patton many times that I was not there in court and he needed to just get over it. If I go to the mail room or I come off the elevator, one of the elevators that he's not even supposed to be using due to the other restraining order.
Steve free elevators.
Down here doing activities or cards, he makes derogatory.
I went ahead and put up a sign that says, "No Steves allowed in this elevator."
Look here, no Steves allowed on this one. Is there a Steve only elevator? Because I gotta know.
Yes. Yeah, he has to take the freight elevator.
Steve, start walking them stairs, son.
That's right.
Comments.
I'm glad he got the memo too. Gray Shirt Day. Steve also joined.
All badasses wear gray on Thursday. Baby.
That's right.
To me and tells other residents, calls me CUNT and filthy names. This is just been a
Mr. Patton, don't say a word. I'm sorry, Mr. Patton, don't say a word until I ask you.
this has just been a non-going thing.
Phone.
I have gone to the office every time there's been an incident with him, and I have written statements.
Hate to be this guy, but written, there's no such thing as wrote.
Is her name Amanda Amons?
Ammons.
Amanda Amans?
Ammons.
Amanda Amans?
Gummer.
Amans?
Color the gummer, I believe is the proper term used. Barb, thank you for faithfully lurking, and I'll get you a hallelujah here in the next 10 minutes or so.
Steve said thank you, Barb.
Yeah, Steve appreciates that $5. Thank you, Barb.
Many thanks, Barb.
And giving them to Leah, the manager. So, I just want this man to stay away from me and leave me alone. I have health issues. I've only been given a life expectancy of 5 years to live with major heart issues. And I'm scared of him, along with a bunch of other residents who are scared of him too. And that's why they would not give statements against him the day he was arrested, because they say they're afraid that he'll retaliate.
Amanda's got
And
nothing to
also,
lose.
he wasn't even out of jail a day and a half, and he wasn't the order you gave for 1,000 feet.
Oh.
I was facing Pacific Avenue, and residents told me he's heading this way with his dog. I don't know if that was 1,000 feet or not, but I got scared then.
Get out your measuring stick, honey. You ain't need it. Tiny Piggy, 20 bones.
20. It's that 20 twin. Steven. Come Steven, his dog.
Bob Dobbs.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey, Howard Stewart's penis.
Baba Booey.
And then residents came up and said that he showed them a gun and said he had.
I don't want to hear
Dave,
Thank you.
calm down.
And said that he showed them a gun and said he's got things taken care of. That was recorded, and I went and shared it with the manager. Then we called the police, and they came and did a report and an investigation on that. They said that they could not search his apartment or anything else because these people couldn't actually identify what the gun looked like. So, this has just been non-going behavior from him, and I just want him to leave me alone, and I want to be able to be safe coming down here where I live. I'm involved in a lot of activities. I run the bingos here. I do
brag,
arts
humble
and
brag.
crafts, and,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to keep on looking over my shoulder and worrying about him.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Patton, now you can unmute. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, for one thing, I turned in my guns a long time ago. I never had a gun. The cops came to my apartment saying they had a call.
With the caregivers only sign one addendum once you move in.
Well,
And they're
whoa.
Steve,
Okay.
are you
Wow.
under attack?
Yeah, is everything okay? And why did I just see into your throat? Hi, Valerie.
I think I saw tonsil stones.
Melissa, just in time.
Oh, you're never too late to rewind.
Hopefully you're here to see Steve freak out when she said pew pew. And
I love his freakouts, but now I'm concerned for his safety. Maybe look, I'm gonna say this. If I was in one of these old folks areas, instead of playing bingo, we'd be plotting how we're going to whoop Steve's ass.
That's a good point. Yeah.
We're all getting like, cans of soda and putting them in socks, waiting for old Steve outside the Steve only elevator.
You forgot one thing: guns, dogs, wild women, and bingo.
Going down, Steve.
Leather and lashes. I got a message from a guy who told me that he was on house arrest as condition of his bail for attempted murder, but he swore it's not as bad as it seems. I swear, it's fine. It's not. It just sounds bad.
I mean, it's just like a guy with herpes. He's like, look, it's not as bad as it seems. I'm telling you.
Not that big of a deal. Speaking of
bad name,
bingo professionals, Carol, where are you?
Carol.
Patton, you're gonna have to shut your door. You're in court, so I expect you to be able to have a hearing here.
I can't hear you.
No
Somebody else is
shit,
talking.
Steve.
Okay, here, just a bunch of people talking.
Saying they had an anonymous call saying that I was walking around waving a gun at people. I'm tired of that. That's a lie. They're trying to put me back in jail. That was a flat out lie. Amanda's good at lying.
No.
She makes all kinds of statements that's not true.
Like,
It's all hearsay. The damn lie. I'm tired of it. And I believe the
Anything
police went down and talked to her.
Judge. Anything else?
I didn't say all that stuff to her. She's real good at making up things.
he's never said any bad words.
They got like
That's it, I guess.
they got like a printing press going on in the background. It's
Steve is printing his own money.
it's not much of a defense, is it? Just throwing it out.
She's lying.
She's a liar.
I never. She's good at it. What more do you want me to say, Judge?
I'm
Okay.
out of here in a few days, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, mic drop. Steve's never even.
Your Honor,
cussed
may I
this
say
woman.
something, please?
No,
You don't need to. Thank you.
Okay.
you've already won.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
Be quiet while you're winning. Hold on, he's just waiting for the ink to
So it
dry.
wasn't an anonymous call. It was from Leah.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, Mr. Patton, I have entered the protection order at the request of Ms. Ammons. You were to have no contact with her. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of her or her workplace.
Surprise.
Didn't see that
I
coming.
don't
But
work.
not put restriction
Oh,
on the
shit.
residence, since I know the two of you reside in the same complex. And Ms. Ammons, this order will be in effect for 1 year from today's date. If you need it renewed, you'll have to come back
That don't
to
work.
court and ask for it to be renewed.
Don't go
The
to
order
school
does not
either.
Be served on Mr. Patton again, since he is present in the court and the terms of the order haven't changed from the temporary order previously
Pretty fast.
entered. All right, a copy of the order will be available for both of you in the district court file for the case. Thank you.
Okay. Your
No.
Honor, how I need to come down there and get a copy of the order?
Typically it's available online. She can come in and get it.
You can come in or you can go online to get it. Either way.
Yeah, the other order you gave 1,000 feet, the police said that they couldn't find anything on him being served with anything. And that's why they didn't pursue anything that Friday about the gun issue.
Well, I have the proof of service that he served it in Nisqually. So,
Okay.
okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Hammond.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning. And
God,
Ms. Smith,
Jacob.
I need you to activate your
Oh my God, have we seen this guy before?
please.
He looks really familiar.
The testimony in this case be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Who names their kid iPhone?
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
Hello?
I can't hear anything, Ms. Smith.
I said I do. You can't hear that?
Thank you. Now I did.
Oh, okay.
Turn up your freaking hair, you line.
Is there a way you can turn the picture off so I don't have to look at my sister?
Oh my God, it's this
you're
guy!
making it hard to see.
Yeah,
Nope.
we have. So we definitely have, right?
Oh my God,
But
yes.
did he not ask the same damn thing last time?
Yes.
This isn't the same one because we didn't have like this whole shot of her for sure.
Look how she's all up in the camera this time, though. Like, you don't want to see me, do you?
Oh yeah,
Huh?
as soon as he said that, she's right at it.
Look at these luscious lips. Don't you want to kiss them?
Yeah. Is this the
Good.
same one or a different one? Are they meeting
I don't
back
know.
up
He's-
again?
He's got really beautiful hair, though.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So Ms. Smith, Mr. Vellum's your brother,
Yes, sir.
and you said he's engaged in all kinds of inappropriate communication with you, that you told him to stop and he doesn't stop.
I was not told to stop.
Mr. Vellum,
Okay.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
want to say, you don't say anything until I ask you a
It's
question.
the greatest hit.
You've told him to stop. He hasn't stopped, and you indicate he's threatened you as well. Your safety.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
accurate? And you say this has gone on for, you said 12 years.
Well, Jacob, my brother. So the mental health issues have gone on for 12 years. Yes, sir.
Okay, what about the communication with you that you find to be inappropriate?
That's been since this January. You can see the little timeline of all the screenshots and the pictures that I posted in that paper packet.
All right, Mr. Vellum, anything you want to say about the screenshots or?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to say. My sister is a liar for one, and has been slandering me and my name and everything. She decided to tell you about my relationship with my father and says I gave him a black eye. The man fought with me because we had a
Mr.
problem.
Mr. Vellum,
Okay.
stop right there. Let's just talk about the screenshots.
I'm trying. Okay.
Go right through that.
Well, in the screenshot, she talked. Well, I was talking about the note, the statement she wrote on the paper. But these screenshots, yeah, I'll tell you about them. You know, I'm a gay man. You know,
She's
and
getting all
part of that is
seductive.
because of my sister and some of the things she did to me growing up. And you know, I learned last year sometime that my two sisters were trying to have a baby. And I was really excited. I myself am Valentine's baby.
I remember first time around on this one where we kind of freaked the F out because of the way he said that. And we were assuming
that he was going to be the daddy.
Right. Or that there was something. Yes. This is a great.
Anonymous sending this in just to F with us now, I think.
That's all right. Because this one is well worth
revisiting.
Yes, watching again. Heather Hansen agrees. Thank you, Double H. Appreciate you. 20 bones.
I was conceived on Valentine's Day. And all I've done is try to give her friendly advice on how to properly conceive. Most people do it on accident. And so I told her, I'm like, you know, you just got to be a little dirty. And she took offense by that. And all I've ever done is just try to be friendly with her. For years, I've done nothing but try to be her friend. I've lived with her multiple times, and she's frankly kind of abusive. When I lived with her, it was my way or the highway. You're going to go to school. You're going to go to college. You're going to give me all your money. She forced me to go back to college to take my grant money. It didn't matter that I was on Social Security and I was paying rent and a really big electric bill for like, what, 4 people? It was like over $200. She basically ate all my Social Security money, forced me to buy her car. And then I had to go to college and look for a job. And I was just completely miserable. And I wasn't allowed to be happy. I had like basically $100 at the end of every month. And I wasn't allowed to save. All that money just went in gas to go back to school. And I was forced to go to school, something I didn't want to do. And basically, she forced me, and she also forced my brother to do the same thing. My brother had a full-time job, and it didn't matter that he had a full-time job. He wasn't allowed to save either. He wasn't allowed to be happy. It was, you go to school, you do this, you do all these things. And my brother was constantly coming home just bawling, crying, and, you know, living with my sister, and terrible. I didn't just, you know, I didn't just go back to school and give them all my money. I cooked and cleaned. They basically ate my food card every month. You know, I shared all of my things with 3 other people. And, you know, all the money and took my money and took my money. And, you know, I finally am living on my own, and I got a nice place, and I'm stable. And I felt like telling my sister what I thought of her and how she treated me. She treated me terrible. And I went to tell her, I told her, I said, I'm going to report you to a few different agencies for the things you've done to me. You've abused me. You've taken all of my Social Security money. That's abuse of a Social Security.
Everybody take a big, deep breath. So much that financial abuse he's claiming there. Jacob. My God.
You know, I tell her, I'm like, look, sis, you want to get pregnant. You got to do it just a little dirty. I mean, you got to, you know, get in there. Got to pull some hair.
Ate the entire food card, Karen.
Got to really work on it.
It's got a nice place now.
Just let me show you what I mean when I talk about being real dirty. Dirty.
Could you imagine?
Oh.
OMG. Yeah, this is a good one. This is Definitely a good one. And she through the whole thing with her facial expressions.
What is this one? Like, you're on the clock? What is this? Buy me a watch? I don't know what that one was.
Jay, 14 months a member. I know what that means.
Buy some micro machines. He is talking as fast as that guy for sure.
Don't you interrupt. Let him go. And okay, Mr. Vellum.
Okay.
Stop,
And also
stop. Okay. I don't need the family history. I just want you to address. I want you to address the issues raised by Ms. Smith.
I am getting to that. And I also told her that, you know, what she did to me when I was a kid was not okay.
Again,
she molested me in 2002 when I was 8 years old. She molested me and my little brother, her and the neighbor girl, Randall. And she has talked to me one time about it.
Might be a neighbor boy.
Years ago, before moving out away from her, and she basically kicked me and my brother out on the streets, and we were more or less homeless. But basically, I talked to her about this once, and she admitted to me that she did it, but will not tell the family about it. And every time I try to tell my family, she calls me a liar. I told my friends and family on Facebook because it was the easiest way to contact them. And she's trying to have me silent.
Mr. Vellum, when was the last time you and Ms. Smith lived together?
A couple years ago. It's been like, I think, going on 3 years now.
Okay.
We lived at the Cross Point Apartments in Tampa.
You know, the neighbor girl.
All right.
Richard, the neighbor girl.
Like I said,
okay, no, all right, thank you.
Tried to confront my sister on
he's still going. He ain't stopping.
He ain't slowing down. He's fired up, son.
One odd takeaway from this, and I remember this from last time, is how when he talked about that traumatic experience with Randall, the neighbor girl, and her, you see that smug look on her face the minute that he said that, almost like, yeah, so
how dare you?
She almost like she was proud of it. I always I'll never forget that.
So you're saying allegedly you think
allegedly
might be on something.
She makes it. Well, look at her face. It's like a smug smile while he's sitting there claiming what he's claiming. And she does that from the minute that he says that, which I just think is odd. But it might just be coming off that way.
Well, it's definitely coming off like maybe there's some truth.
You can't handle the truth.
And she's trying to silence me. I have freedom of speech, no?
No.
Thank you.
No, you don't.
Are you still out in the Kennewick area?
No, I live in Olympia. And my sister gave me this restraining order, and she wants it for 5 years. I think that's inappropriate. I would like the restraining order to be double-sided. Basically, right now the restraining order is against me, and it says she's allowed to come in contact with me, but I'm not allowed to come in contact with her. I actually want a restraining order against her. I was in the process of finding one. I've been calling lawyers asking what to do with my terrible sister and how to approach this, and they said to get a restraining order, but she gave me one first because we had an uneventful conversation over the phone. And part of the phone conversation.
You know what, Jake? I don't talk to you already. What do you need to restrain?
Ms. Smith,
speak to me, ma'am.
Mute yourself, please.
Ma'am,
can I have a minute to breathe? I forgot what I was saying now. She's very interruptive.
You on drugs?
He's crying.
Really hard. All week we've just been crying.
Who are these whores?
Crying and posing and crying and
I don't even. God damn it!
What the hell was that?
Oh, that was a funny thing because he's crying.
What the hell was I saying?
Oh,
that was a funny thing. I didn't do
this
that.
is part of my issue.
Okay.
So somebody anonymously sends these into us and obviously put in a funny, and it just threw us off. But I get it now. They were saying, I'm crying and cry. Okay. Because it needs a minute to breathe. So
I you know.
Got it.
I mean, it's no, Austin Powers reference.
Don't mess with me. I'm one crazy mofo.
But okay.
Whatever.
Each their own.
I mean, at least I know who that is. I don't know who those girls were. Is that Jersey?
Somebody.
Oh, is that Jersey Shore?
Jersey somebody.
Jersey Whores?
It was on E. Is that still around?
What the hell was I saying? See, this is the part of my issue.
Okay,
so
hold on.
And
Mr. Vellum, Mr. Vellum, stop.
Yes.
Okay, you were telling me you want a protection order. That's what you were.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now. Thank you.
Where am I?
I have brain damage because when my sister did the thing to me in
Mr. Glady, listen, back a million years ago when that wasn't even on YouTube yet, we were trying to contact the one and only, and you know what? We had to send in snail mail with postcards.
You had to write a letter.
Trust me, we know all about the
We're
Whitakers.
on that years ago.
We were on that when a lot of people didn't know.
Nobody knew.
Seriously, though, in order to talk to him or to get a hold of him, we had to send to a P.O. box to get a hold of him. That was the only way. Only way. They'll be back, man, sloppy, slimy eggs.
She molested me. She beat me to be quiet. She hit me over the head very hard and gave me brain damage. And I've been trying to fight it. I've told so many people what she's done to me, and she just spreads lies, rumors, says that I'm a liar. And yeah, I want this this restraining order to be double-sided. I don't want her to be able to come in contact with me. She has a gun. And last October, she brought it into my home. When my mom came to visit for her birthday, I was very uncomfortable. And ever since then, I haven't wanted to see her again.
All right.
Double-sided and double-headed.
Okay.
That's right.
Based on the documents submitted, the screenshots, which were wholly inappropriate and contrary to Mr. Vellum's portrayal of the comments, they were not innocent.
Bad. It was
in my
bad.
mind. So I will grant the request for the protection order by Ms. Smith. Mr. Vellum, you're to have no contact with Ms. Smith at all. You're not to go within 1,000 feet of her or her residence or her workplace. This order is in effect for 1 year from today's date. Ms. Smith, if you want to.
I am kind of sad that we didn't get to hear from her because I think she has a lot to say.
Oh my God. Is she wearing, by the way, is that a nightgown?
And the fact that she's wearing
the boudoir,
the fact that she's wearing that and in a bedroom,
and she's pushing them like way together.
Yeah, that was kind of cut and dry. I don't even think we needed to really hear her side, but just for the fun of it, kind of.
I'd love an update on these two.
No kidding. And when like the last time they all were together as a family in one place, you know,
he just granted a 5-year restraining order.
That's right. Did he say it was a 5-year?
Well, that's what he
I know.
said she was trying to get. Yeah.
Did he say? Wow.
I haven't heard him say that. No.
You have to come back to court and ask for it to be renewed.
I have a few questions.
A copy of this order will be available in the district court file for each of you. You can either show up in court to get a copy, or you can go online and get it. And
she
I will not
is.
grant Mr. Vellum's request
Definitely.
for a protection order against Ms. Smith. But Ms. Smith, clearly, since you have the order of protection here, the implication is, of course, that you don't want any contact with your brother, so you won't be having contact with your brother. All right. Thank you both.
I have questions. Is there a fee? What's going on? I'm on Social Security. I don't have a lot of money, and I'm not sure.
I've not imposed any fee at all.
So this is just a restraining order, and I just don't talk to her no more.
You don't go within 1,000 feet of her or residence. You don't speak with her. You don't call her. You don't text her. Nothing.
This
Okay,
also
I just
means
want to know if
my
I
mother
had any fees I had to pay.
Okay. All right. So stop right here. This is from today. I think thank God there's nothing like what we just saw. This guy has come in because he needs a TPO against his daughter's wife. His daughter's wife. They're splitting up, I guess, and they were living in the basement of his home.
Oh God! And they're splitting up.
Yes, and I guess they had an altercation of some sort.
Yeah, I didn't want to be mean like Kirnoff, but I think it's the eyes are real close together. Maybe I'm not sure yet.
Optical illusion, perhaps.
Maybe I don't know. All right, so daughter's wife living in his basement, them together, and now they're breaking up, and he needs one against her.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. How old's your daughter?
My daughter is 24. 23.
Okay. And Miss Dolan is how old?
I believe 26.
Okay. All right. And how long have you known her?
Approximately 18 months.
Okay. Do you know if she's incarcerated at this time?
No, Your Honor. She made bond very quickly. She was originally charged as a misdemeanor.
Okay. So as far as you know, she is not incarcerated.
That is correct.
Okay. And was she living with you before this was served?
Before it was served, yes, Your Honor. Her and my daughter lived in my basement.
Does your daughter still live in the basement?
She does.
Okay.
Good for her. She got in the basement in the divorce.
Chris, allegedly.
Let's see. So why did you initially file the petition for protective order, Mr. Levy?
Good to see you, Colin.
In the morning of July 9th, as Ms. Dolan was packing her belongings to leave because of a separation with my daughter, and my daughter and wife were out of state visiting my youngest daughter.
Hot.
Ms. Dolan struck me with her vehicle from behind.
So what was the one from yesterday? He threw the truck at you, or what?
He tried to, what's it?
Run the truck at me.
Yeah,
Or-
run at me.
Run at me. I don't remember. It was great.
He took it from behind, from the daughter's wife. I thought this was going to go a whole nother direction. He's like, so there I was, the wife and daughter out of town.
Ran the truck at him.
Ran the truck at him. That's it. And now we're accusing this lady of hitting him from behind out of nowhere.
Back.
KO.
Maybe that's how. Maybe that's
Hitting it from the back is a.
Oh, his eyes went cross-eyed.
Very thick glasses.
And drove me 14 feet into a chain link fence.
Ouch!
Drove me
10 foot
through the fence.
Through the fence.
And I ended up.
Wait, I
hit him with the car. I guess he's like on the hood, and it's like something like the opening scenes of Naked Gun.
I don't think he can go through that fence though, unless they
crash through a chain link fence. 14 feet. That's a long ways.
Well, that is definitely
approximately 50 feet from where the car started.
That's a long ways.
And I was pretty severely injured.
It's only attempted murder, yeah.
All right, so you all lived in the same home?
Well,
I wonder if what he's talking about her, or what she was talking about her being incarcerated. I wonder if this whole thing that he's explaining is what they're talking about, what she got arrested for, and that it was only a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Didn't he say that?
Yeah.
It was only charged as a misdemeanor? All right, well, that pissed me off.
And I mean, as a man who's lost his fence before, I know his pain, and it's a hardship that not many of us know about.
But we can all agree that you can't run somebody through a chain link fence, right?
I mean, you can probably kill them or hurt them pretty bad.
I would think so. It just doesn't give,
Oh,
should
my
have showed
God.
up with a neck brace, though, for sure.
I'm sure he's got photos.
Really should.
He brought a piece of the fence with him.
yes, she had been dispossessed and was in the.
I'm not sure what that means. Agent Deli, thank you for the 5 bones.
Oh, well, she does kind of look like our good friend Lisa Ann. Just slightly, though. Lisa Ann's a far more attractive lady.
She's not a friend of the show anymore. I hate to tell you that. She's, that ship has sailed. She's still mad about it, by the way.
Them days are over.
Process of leaving. I had actually gone outside through our side entry garage.
Humble brag.
She had turned on the car to leave, to just ask her if I could get the house key, thinking that seemed a reasonable thing to do. And she removed the house key from her chain and tossed it in front of the car, and it just never crossed my mind. So
Hold on.
So he's setting it up for that. She's tried to run him over that way too, or
she set him up for the oldest trick in the book.
Wowee.
Oh, you want this? Go get it. Threw it in front of the car. She was dispossessed. Sometimes you can't get a full possession, and you just got to get in there and hope. You got to hope that the old dispossession helps, because if not, next thing you know, she's behind the wheel like,
"You're gonna die." You're gonna die today. Go get the key.
Daily appearance from Satan now.
Get the key.
But maybe. But you can definitely get through a chain link fence. I've seen that plenty of times in the trailer park. Maybe his trailer has a basement.
When she struck me.
Okay.
Damn.
But you all did live in the same house?
Yes, previously to that point, yes.
Okay. And how long did y'all live together?
Probably something along the lines of 16 months.
He seems kind of soft, by the way. She
Hence why,
yeah.
Hence why so many people were discussing pegging in the chat. Whatever that means. I don't know what that is.
Yes, she pegged him with the car.
Right.
Hit. It's another
Okay,
word for
so
hit.
when you bent down to
Double
get the
up.
key, that's when you were struck by the vehicle?
Never made it to the key.
He never got to bend
I
over.
walked, in
that's
front of the
sad.
car. I had to go through a fence. She threw it through the chain link fence, which was 18 feet away from the car. And at some point between the fence to the backyard, she struck me.
So she went through the chain link fence?
Yes. By a great distance. And then proceeded to make several rounds in my backyard as she attempted to flee.
Same situation.
She ended up getting stuck in the mud. And then she actually took the time
Back to pegging again.
Wooden planks to put under the tires to free herself from the mud.
She got a bag of kitty litter.
She has to borrow a shovel.
Okay, so let me get it straight. She throws the key through
Through the
the
fence.
chain link fence.
Right.
He goes to go through the fence to get it, but before he could get to the fence, she hits him with the car, pushes him
Right.
through the fence, goes like 50 feet around into his yard.
Couple rounds, he said. Couple rounds.
She's out there. She's squalling tired. She's cursing him for every breath she can get in her
Right.
dispossessed body. I heard her shouting out the window. They said,
Let's get those nerds! Nerds! Nerds!
and then she's stuck in the mud.
Stuck in the mud. So goes and gets some wooden planks.
Very damp yard this guy has, apparently.
Well,
Is he swampland? I mean, she got stuck in the
Some
mud.
point, the police arrived. I did call 911 approximately 5 minutes prior to the incident. I'm sorry, approximately 10 minutes prior to the incident. And my understanding is several minutes afterwards, she too called 911. But the
Why
police,
did you call 911 before the incident?
Yeah.
so the incident originally escalated because Ms. Dolan and my daughter had 5 cats in the basement. And as they were separating, they agreed on a division that my daughter would keep 3 cats and Ms. Dolan would take 2 cats. And as Ms. Dolan was packing her car, I went down to the basement just see how she was doing. I was even offered to help her with heavy items. And I found 4 cats stuffed into 3 carriers. And as it turned out, she had threatened my daughter the day previously to take off.
this is all over her taking cats.
I like that. At first I was like, this guy's, psychic. He knew things was going to go downhill.
Right.
He started calling the law, but we find out it was all just because of the 5 cats that lived down in the basement. That's where the kitty litter come from, by the way.
That poor 5th cat that she apparently didn't want because she stuffed 4 cats into 3 carriers.
Yeah, she said, "Oh, not this one. No, you stay here, Jerome."
all the cats and then dump them in Florida. She was driving to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I simply removed
Creed's gonna stop
2
us
of the
here.
4 cats that were in the carriers, the ones that my daughter wanted, and brought them upstairs. And then had no confrontation with Miss Dolan at that time. She was outside using the back to go around, and I went down through the stairs. So I went back into the kitchen, and presumably Ms. Dolan discovered what I did and came up to the kitchen and just started screaming and becoming very aggressive. And I called 911 immediately, asking for an officer to escort her off the property before it escalated.
Okay.
I mean, if he's learned nothing, Creed, never get between a lesbian and her cat.
Okay. And after you were struck by the vehicle, did she render any aid or anything like that? Did she come over to you to see how you were?
No, Your Honor. In fact, there is a audio of a dashboard cam because it was removed at some time prior to the incident and placed either on the center console or in the center console. And after I was struck, which by the way I heard, she re-revved the engine. I, on the ground after falling off of the hood, immediately thought she was going to the job. And with a fractured back, I had to fall up and ran
fractured back
over my neighbor's fence.
Okay, I got
another fence. Another fence dies today.
Yes, a lot of fence lives matter. I gotta say, if this whole thing went down even remotely close to the way that he says it, I can just see him like, was he up on the hood? Is that what he just said? Like, did he got hit? Now it's two different. Is this two different things? Like, because he went back into through the fence the one time. Now it seems as if it's from the front.
All right, so let's break this down.
Please.
Incident number 1: 5 kitty cats. She took 4 of them, hating the other. Apparently, that one was a
poor cat.
He gnawed the crotch out of every pair of underwear she had. Left him behind. He sees, hey, you're supposed to have 2 cats, not 4. Takes 2 of them away, pisses her off. Throws the key through the fence. He goes to get the said key. She hits him with the car, pushes him through the fence, into the backyard. Now we're stuck. She takes down the dash cam so that it doesn't record any more of the melee,
which is probably pretty smart,
really smart. And then proceeds to leave through the neighbor's fence. If we're to believe that she's guilty of the offense.
I see what you did there. And Sweet Tea, yeah, I think you're right about that. It was just a misdemeanor. So I'm guessing that there are
more to come.
Some shreds of truth throughout this story, or just somebody didn't quite believe all of what he was saying first time around. So it is a little convoluted the way that this all shakes up. You did good explaining it. Still,
I practiced all night.
And I made it all the way to their deck before I collapsed. But at no time did she come over to check on me or render aid. When I went over the fence, you're facing forward and then you jump over and you're sort of facing back. By the time I jumped over the fence, she was already going around the backyard.
Okay. And she was arrested on the scene?
She was.
Okay. And what do you know? What you said it was for a misdemeanor?
She was charged with reckless conduct.
That's it.
She told the police it was an accident.
Mm.
But
if it was anywhere, there's no accident if she's out driving around in the lawn doing circles and getting caught in the mud. That would be easy to show. A couple of fences being taken down is not an accident, though. Right? I mean, wouldn't it be easy to show a cop and be like, how is this? This is not an accident.
Maybe it's one of those things where she's like, I could have swore the car was in reverse. I was angry. I hit the gas to leave. Instead, it was in drive. I stopped after I hit him and tried to get out of the backyard, but I got stuck. The other fence? Oh, I don't know. He's collapsed over there. Go talk to him.
Was that? And I've been for the last 6 weeks.
Is my rubbing?
Literally everything I can to get it upcharged.
Oh yeah, wife's there.
You've been in contact with the prosecutor's office?
I started with the Dunwoody Police Department, who wrote the report. moved up to a detective, had a meeting with the chief of police, who said, I wrote my own crime scene report because nobody else did. So
Have you contacted the prosecutor's office? I don't need to hear about every
I'm sorry,
step.
ma'am. Yes, I have. I have a message in with attorney in the solicitor's office, Montero Jones.
Okay. All right.
Montero Jones.
Sound fake.
Adventurer.
Has Dolan ever been violent in the past?
Cats is
With
loose
me,
again.
no. With my daughter, yes.
I had to fill out my own incident report. Yeah, everybody has to fill one out. I'm sure she did too.
And have you heard from her since?
Yes, there was constant contact. So I've only gotten one text message from her. My daughter has received approximately half a dozen to a dozen, but it all stopped once we got the TPO.
Well, Baker's dozen.
Oh, did your daughter get a TPO as well?
No, but her name is on my TPO, and I simply don't think that Ms. Dolan is sophisticated enough to understand the implications. So she just stopped.
Okay, and she texted you once, you said?
She's a big dummy.
And what was the content of that text?
She had been harassing my daughter about alleged theft of something or another. And I received a text asking why I didn't stop my daughter from something or another.
You stupid bastard.
Okay. And Mr. Levy, why do you believe a protective order is necessary against Ms. Dolan for the next 12 months for you?
Well, he already said he did that part right where he, when he was describing about the, I guess, like spread eagle on a roof, or not on the roof, on the hood, where he was fearing for his life,
scared to death. By the way, great shout out to the product placement there. I don't know if you guys caught it. He was talking about Renderade, Gatorade's lesser known beverage brother. Renderade.
Even lower than Powerade.
Dolan stated via text mails to my daughter that she was intending to take her own life.
Good.
You got that. A lot of the text mails were very violent and threatening. And these were all sent on July 8th.
Is that her?
Even though the incident was July 9th. I wasn't aware of them at the time. But I believe very sincerely that Ms. Dolan, if given the opportunity, will attempt to harm myself or my family. And then potentially take her own life.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, if she did everything that he said,
alleges, yes,
right. That's definitely attempted murder a couple of times. No,
I would think so. I mean, it's all there.
If that was on tape,
I mean,
you can see all that. I'm pretty sure you could easily take her for.
I wonder what she's accusing her of taking. Like she said she had took something from her. I wonder what it was.
As she threatened.
Yeah, don't forget about the text mail.
She also told her she had a dog now.
Divorce because that will stress her and she will lash out.
All right. I am going to
laugh
issue
myself to sleep tonight.
I'm going to find that there is a just one moment.
Oh, go ahead, take your time.
Take all the time you need. This one's a tough one.
She sent me a message.
If you make me come over there, you'll be sorry.
Well, that's kind of threatening.
Dun, 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 dun.
She also sent another message.
You cheap Money grubbing bastards.
She just sent me a audio text mail and said all of the Fats cafes in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, every single one of them shut down today. Every one of them.
Miss,
Tragic.
We do have personal service here, correct?
For this case,
She was because she it looks like she was.
I'm
served
going to Florida tomorrow.
Florida.
I'll look and see if
guess
I
that's
see
where
him.
She's residing now, Mr.
That
Levy?
is her mother's home. To the best of my knowledge, she is still residing there.
Right, and this happened in DeKalb County, and she is residing out of
I
state
wonder if she
now.
asked mom for meatloaf yet.
There's jurisdiction.
The old text mail.
With a Z.
It was a place for larger people.
Me either. It was not one of my faves. And then we went back and they turned it into like a calabash restaurant. It's weird.
August.
Now we're trying to figure out if she's
Well,
been
it was
served.
signed on the 8th. Yeah. Is that one of our officers, or is that someone?
that's one of our officers, I believe.
You went all the way to Florida to give it to her? Phew. That's wanting to give it to somebody bad to go all the way to Florida for it.
I believe you mean shot, not shit, but either way, that's still.
I mean,
I'd fear for my life with either, to be honest with you.
Look, your sister is one badass. I mean,
all I can think about is that one. I don't know if you've seen it, where they're, I don't know, 6 foot away from the, so it just blasts. I mean, just the entire wall.
is it like a rhinoceros or something, or a hippo?
Well, the hippo one's great. Yeah, with the tail going like this.
Yeah.
Just,
Call the sheriff's department to.
I don't under. Yeah, I'm a little.
Did your sister eat at Fats before this happened?
After they changed their
My
menu to
understanding is she was served
seafood
by Broward County, Florida.
for some reason.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna DeKalb County. So I'm going to find, and she is residing out of state, so jurisdiction is good. I am also going to find not only was an act of family violence.
Oh, there it is.
Done, but there's reasonable likelihood of future violence should this order not issue.
Well,
So
even if 1/100th of what he said was actually done, it should be great.
It seemed like
Right?
the judge had a very easy time with this one. I mean,
Yeah,
that's like,
I wonder what all that was there, though. What exactly?
I think it just boiled down to making sure she had been properly served, since she did live in the great state of Florida now with mom.
Right.
I think that was the main thing.
By the way, her behavior spot on for a Florida resident, if I may say so myself.
I mean, she's got to live up to the reputation set forth by her forefathers.
I'm telling you, she was going to dump him on the way, just like they did with what's her name, Heather Elvis. There, remember the Disney adults that are in prison for Heather Elvis? Something weird with them in Florida on
Poor
the way.
cats. Poor cats.
protective order. It will naturally expire on August 23rd, 2024. And
go on.
1 second.
Oh, take your time.
She is going to.
Oh, that's it. Oh, well, that's it. The video ends right there.
Well, I gotta say, it is an absolute pleasure to have 3 in a row that we agree with.
Yeah, actually, the first judge, I mean, he had it really easy. Those were easy peasies. And for Anonymous to come in with a greatest hits like that really brightened my day.
I'm going to feel really bad, though, if Anonymous thought that we've never seen that. And that was like, like the best one we're ever going to see ever. Like, because if I was Knox, right, and it was close to July 4th, and I came across this video of this dude in a wheelchair that just blows himself up, and I think this is all the guys are gonna go ape shit when they see this video, and I send it, and all I get is, yeah, that's Terry from like 5 years ago. Now
we've seen this.
See, if I was Anonymous, and then found out we've already seen that. I feel bad.
Or
No,
maybe Anonymous was like, this first video is a banger. No need to look at the second one. They've not seen this. No need to go any further than right here.
I got a TPO against my ex that let me take the baseball bat into court as evidence. That's before the well, I mean,
was there DNA on it? What was on that bat? What happened with that
what's
bat?
going
Do I
on
want to
with
know what went on with that bat?
we probably don't want to know, right, Wendy? Hey,
Left it at home. Wendy, hey, what you doing?
Kill that dude. I mean, again,
Definitely tried to moita him.
What if she didn't get stuck in the mud? Maybe the mud, maybe her
Mud
getting
saved his
stuck,
life.
It could have actually saved his life. And if he's not playing it up, and that really did affect him that much that he's like, because he was kind
Got to
of
get his back rubbed. Yeah, he was sobbing.
His back
He seems like a sobber though. I mean, let's not go crazy. It's not like Creed.
Right, but I'm saying, I mean, if that did happen to you, that is quite a tragic thing. I guess you could say.
I think Creed could have his arm cut off and he wouldn't even cry about it.
I don't cry very often. A golfer Lisa with the backyard critter cam. But when I do,
I watched the movie Powder. I'm crying like a baby.
By the way, Lisa, it is Comporium. They are it's a monopoly here in the Charlotte area. Very family that has big roots around here that basically owns all of that. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's called Comporium.
They own all the roots. First album, their latest stuff. They even got a compilation of stuff they played over on Jimmy Fallon. They got all the roots.
Powder. Great movie.
So sad.
Guess
So
that's
sad.
it.
I hate movies when they pick on people. Calling.
Dave's not here, man.
Oh, Dave. Is Dave dead? He disappeared out of nowhere again.
Speaking of deaths, what happened to him?
Go! Dave and our guy and Ivan. That guy from Philadelphia, or was it, or New Jersey? Phil, I think his name.